I was a child, I was always curious about how big God was. That question stayed with me for much of my childhood. But over time, I realized that, deep down, I had always known the answer. Think of it like this. You're looking up at the sky and see a plane in the distance. From where you are, it looks tiny, almost invisible. But if you stood next to that same plane at the airport, you'd see how huge it really is. That's how it is with God. The closer we get to Him, the more we experience His presence in our lives. But if we drift away, He might seem distant, even though He never stops being right there with us. God never moves away from us. He is always faithful and present. However, sometimes we let ourselves become overwhelmed by the problems and worries of daily life, forgetting how great and wonderful He is. Sometimes we're so focused on what we don't have or don't understand that our problems start to feel bigger than God, or like He's not with us. But the truth is that He never abandons us. He is always by our side, waiting for the moment when we turn our gaze back to Him and fully trust His plan. When you take the time to pray and give thanks for both the good and the difficult, you begin to notice how God manifests Himself in amazing ways. His presence brings blessings, peace, and purpose. Everything that happens has meaning, even when you don't understand it at the moment. Having God near is like breathing. You don't see Him, but you need Him to live. He is that invisible force that holds you up when everything seems to fall apart. That peace that says, stay calm, everything is under control. Problems don't disappear, but the way you face them changes. With God in your life, you feel certain that someone greater is taking care of you, even on the hardest days. It doesn't matter if you don't have all the answers, because He does, and there is always a purpose in both the good and the bad. Praying, giving thanks, and recognizing what you have transforms your outlook on life. Suddenly, you discover there is so much to be grateful for, even in the midst of difficulties. With God, you learn that every day is a gift, every step has value, and you are never alone. Life becomes lighter when you trust that He has a plan, even if you can't see it at the moment. It doesn't mean everything will be perfect, but that everything will have meaning, and that gives you the strength to move forward. When you talk to God, when you tell Him what you feel, dream, and fear, you realize that He always listens. He is that friend who doesn't judge, the refuge that gives you calm when you need it most. Living with God is living with purpose. He turns every moment into an opportunity to grow, every difficulty into a valuable lesson. And when you hold on to that faith, life becomes filled with peace, gratitude, and blessings that only He can give. The question shouldn't be how big God is. It should be whether we will draw near to Him, make Him big in our lives, and allow Him to transform our hearts, guide our steps, and fill our existence with His love and purpose. May the peace of God be with you today and always.